it's Abby from a Little Southwind Farm, and it's Sunday, so we are doing a garden update. I'm here by the carrots and radishes, and they've grown a lot in the past week. Okay, so for the first thing I'm showing you is the onions and peas. So yesterday, because I knew the rain was coming in today, I came through here and all of the ones that rotted or hadn't made it, I filled in those holes. So the red onions are over here and the white onions are over here. And I just filled any empty spots that there was. Over here are the peas, and my intention was to do 2 rows of peas, and I'm afraid it was just going to get too warm, and I really needed to get the other onions in the ground. My other new spot is too wet to be tilled again, so I decided to just leave what was here in this row, although I'm thinking if there's any spots I could like pluck up from, like here, I could pluck this up and put like right there where there's an empty spot, and this plastic kind of shifted a little bit, so I probably should go through and restake that, but there's not very many holes, so, but I'm not sure if there's really very many holes, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna leave what's here, and whatever happens happens. So what I ended up doing was this other row beside the peas, I just planted some onions because I still had like a coffee can full of onions and I really wanted to get them in the ground. So this row is not in any order. It's pretty much whatever bulb I grabbed got stuck in the ground, and they got planted yesterday, but I'm kind of excited to see the difference between these onions and these onions, because like peas and beans give off nitrogen, and I'm kind of curious to see if these onions end up, even though they were planted later, like if they end up being bigger or not. I don't know, just an experiment. They will grow regardless, but I didn't plant very many cabbages this year. I just got like a little 6-pack, and hopefully this fall I'll get some more cabbages planted. But I'm gonna bring you over here, and here are the carrots and radishes. They're doing really well. Oh, there's a little radish that is sprouting but is not underneath the ground. Just tuck him back under. They're doing really good. I've never grown a ton of carrots before. I've always just stuck some in a raised bed, but I really would like to have a lot of carrots this year, so I'm just kind of experimenting with different methods. Raise you up a little bit. But as you can see, like I said earlier, in between these rows are really grown up. So this week it's supposed to be pretty. After we do homeschool, I'm hoping I can come in here, knock some of this down and mulch the rows, and I'll probably throw some more straw on this potato patch, but it's doing good, weeds and all. I'm wanting to do some raised containers of carrots as well. I just need some more soil to be brought out from the compost, or the, I guess, more compost brought out, and it's kind of wet to get in there with a tractor. So anyways, the beets are still growing, and whatever else I ended up planting in here, like I said, I don't remember. I think that might be kale right here. It looks very kale-like. These cabbages are doing really well, and the one puny looking one is starting to grow, so we'll see what happens there. But what I usually do with cabbage is cover them with that Agrabon and keep the bugs off of them, but since I'm not doing very many right now, I'm just kind of letting whatever happens happens. So I'll bring you over here. The potatoes are doing really good. I can't wait to get in here though and clean this up because it looks awful. But yeah, all of the potatoes seem to be coming up really well. My goodness, this one grew like overnight. Wow. But yeah, I want to put some more compost over each one around here, and then I'll mulch it really well again. This is the ones that I planted that pretty much just planted them in like yucky hay from the barn, so I was afraid it wouldn't do well, but they seem to be doing well. And there's some spots I might end up covering here pretty soon, because like this one, like I said, my mom's cow got out and she kind of, you can see a footprint right there, but she kind of trampled everything. But yeah, that definitely needs covered up. But it's still sprouting, doing really well. They're all doing really well, so I'm excited for that. Here is the garlic bed. It is doing pretty good. Needs weeded and mulched, but it's growing, so I'm excited for that. So I think there's a little over 100 in here, if I remember correctly, but they're doing pretty good. Over here is where I did a little bit of cleanup this week and fed all of the scraps and grubs and stuff that I found to the chickens, and they loved it. But I got all of it done except for the patch down there, and it just started to rain, so I had to quit. But yeah, it definitely needs pulled up and weeded, and I'm gonna come in here with the tiller, till all of this up, and then lay new plastic down. Last year I ran out of plastic and it was really hard to find, so I used this other plastic here and it worked okay, but you know, one season it's pretty well done. And this didn't have anything on it, but this year it's going to be tilled up and you know, put plastic. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put yet, but as you can see, there's always a lot of things to do in the spring, and you just kind of have to do them in between the rain. So as long as I get my garden put in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be happy. There's Ferdinand, the bull. He's a mini Jersey, and he's pretty sweet, but sometimes he gets a little, like, he thinks he's a puppy dog, and you know, he's not. He's a little bigger. But here's the other cows. Oh, I've got some asparagus. Let's go pick that. They're doing pretty good. They need some, we're about almost done with that hay. And here's the new garden spot that's going to be retilled this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. And then hopefully my plastic comes in and I can cover all of that and start getting things in the ground. So let's come over. I'm new to this filming thing, so I don't know like how far away to show stuff or if I'm moving too fast or whatever, but here's some asparagus. So let's pick this. See, my cow got in here and pooped. Guess that's free fertilizer, right? So we'll pick this. And back here, every year it needs re-mulched, but there is some blackberries all in here, and these are just ones I keep at my house. And at my parents' house there is a lot of blackberries. So maybe you guys want to do a tour over there? Yeah, let's do a tour at my parents' house. So there's an orchard. We kind of work on things together, and so yeah, let's go over there. Here is another asparagus. I'm just gonna break it off where it kind of doesn't feel super stiff. That's a pretty good sized asparagus. Usually when you see asparagus start popping up, it's about time for your morel mushrooms. So in between rains, we may do that. We may walk around and look for some morels. Here is my plum tree. I actually have little plums on it. It did last year, but we had a really late frost and it just killed everything. But the bull got out and kind of broke this over, and it needs trimmed up and mulched and everything. But I see it. It's a little plum. I don't remember if this is the yellow plums or the pink. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I got it off a start from my mom's house, and like a rootstock, and it's doing really, really good. This is the first year it's ever, unless the wind comes and blows all of these little plums off of it, hopefully we'll have some plums. If not, maybe my mom's will. We do love plums. Plum jelly is my favorite. The kids got me this for Mother's Day last year, and it's blooming. It's doing really good. I don't know that we'll have any apples this year because it's first year, but in fact, I don't know if my parents will help pollinate these or not, but I probably need to get another one over here. I don't want a whole lot in my yard just because I live right next door to my parents, and they have a nice fenced in area, but I do like having a few things over here that I can, you know, look at and walk out and you know, enjoy for myself at my house. So I see lots of little plums.
Yeah.
This thing needs trimmed up in a bad way, but anyways, I do have a mulberry tree right there. That's a mulberry tree. You see, right there. And it's just now starting to kind of bud out and everything, but this used to be a lot more grown up, and then the cows have really helped kind of clear this out. And I didn't even know I had a mulberry tree here. But part of it broke off, and I'm kind of wondering if I can maybe get some cuttings off of it and get some rooted. That is a little easier to get to, but we'll see. Don't pick them off.
No.
Okay, just leave them.
just petting them.
You're just petting them? I like petting plums too. Makes me happy. Here, let me find one to pet. I need one to pet. Where'd it go? Here, find one for me.
We found one.
Okay, I see one. We'll pet the plum. Say, grow, little fruit. We love you.
We love you. We want to eat you.
Not right now. It'll be really sour and bitter. All right.
Sour?
Sour and bitter. All right. Let's go do an orchard
We love
tour.
these.
All right. So here we are in the orchard at my parents' house. Just right next door. But kind of show you everything. That tree right there is a really old plum tree, wild plum, but there's peaches and apples. Most of these right here are peaches. Let's see, it's loaded down with blooms. It didn't get bit by the frost. If the wind don't blow them off when it sets fruit, maybe this will be the first year we'll get peaches. One of my clients gave me these. She gave me like 86 starts or something one year, and I gave some away, and we planted a bunch of them, and she said it was a really old variety, and hers was about, the trees were probably like 75 to 100 years old, so good chance they aren't grafted and they're, you know, true to tree. Some apple trees. I think these are Arkansas black. I think that one there died, but we live in Arkansas, so and there's some pear trees back there. These are all apples though. I'm not gonna introduce you to every single one. We'll just kind of walk through, but I'm wanting to have meat chickens this year and graze them in here, but I'm not sure that have them in a tractor and move them, but I'm not sure that my dad is up for that. So we'll see. Here's a garden spot at their house. And these right here, this is hazelnuts, and I think we're wanting to get some more of these because they produce quickly. You don't have to wait like, 30 years or something to get a nut. So they're doing pretty good. So there's 7 of those. Down there are some blueberry plants. I'm supposed to dig those up and take them to my house. And then there's a cherry tree. And then down there there's a cherry tree, and then there's some figs along the fence line. But here's the muscadines. They're starting to bud out some, or leaf out. There's the different varieties through here. And then we kind of just stuck these here. They were starts from the ones over there, so this is the blackberry corner. But I think probably this fall, hopefully they get dug up and stuck back out there with the rest of them. Here's the grapes. Some years they do really well, some years they don't. Some years you lose one. Some years it comes back up from the roots. So, I'm not sure that one, I think that one might be dead. Me and Dad were talking about it the other day, but looks like it's coming up from the roots there. So, this one looks like it is too. So, that's good. It's not completely dead. I think these apples we got from, well, that's a pear, but these apples I think are King David apples, I believe. And they came from Guy Ames, if I remember correctly. But they're supposed to be developed for this area, a really old variety. I think these are nectarines. They look real similar to peaches. Oh, look. Oh, baby nectarines. Man, I really hope that the wind don't come in here and just demolish these. But if they do, they'll bloom again next year. Gives the bees some food at least. Alright, so there's a cherry tree. And then down there, those little bushes through there, that is figs. I think it's there's a couple different varieties, but I like the Turkish one, Turkish fig. It's like a golden brownish color. It's really good. Oh no, bagworms. We're gonna have to take them suckers out and get a stick so I can squish them. Thought it was a little early for these, but they definitely need to go. Squish them. Get some, knock the rest out of there. Can completely ruin a fruit tree. I think these are the nectarines too, but look at that little cute nectarine. Beautiful. I hope these do good. Alright. Usually have a lot of passion fruit that grow in this little ditch here. It's not time for that though, so it grows wild here. And I've tried saving seeds and I've tried buying seeds for that, and everybody says, oh, they're so easy to grow. Well, I haven't been able to get them to germinate, so I don't know the secret to passion fruit germination, but Seems like you can throw one on the ground and it'll grow, but anything past that, I don't really know how to put it where I want them. Good grief. You can't open the gate. Well, I had it out with the fence. It did not want to open. All right. These are blackberries. We got, my dad's worked really hard on this. And it sure does look nice. Guess my mom works hard. I mean, I help too, but he is the one who mows it and trellises it mostly. But if we have a mulching day, I'll probably be out here helping. These look like they're getting ready to bloom. They look so pretty. Probably have one of those blackberry winters, you know, where it gets freezing cold when the blueberries are starting to bloom. But that's all the blueberries. Now last year these here on the end were pretty small, so they've really caught up and they had some good blackberries on them. So I think the plan is to fill this all out with blackberries. Once it's filled out with blackberries, sell the starts off of them, and I think they're going to put a fence that's in the orchard probably all the way around it, because the deer kind of did a number on them last year. So I don't know if the fence will happen this year, but just because everything's so expensive. But there's your little sitting chairs. Watch the blackberries grow. Some buzzards up there. All right, let's try this again, Vince. My fingers aren't wanting to work today. Got it. So the bees died over the winter, so no honeybees. I peeked in there and the wax moths did pretty good number on them, but I think holding off on bees until Dad retires and we maybe have a little bit more time to invest to the bees. But I think Dad's gonna be using the plastic in the garden, the woven ground cover in the garden like I do. He's really excited about it because it's a pretty good sized garden and it's a lot to weed and take care of, and I think he'll really like it. But here's the other end of the orchard. So as you can see right there, there's another fenced in garden area, and that's got raised beds in it, and that was the original garden spot, but it's been expanded to this out here in the orchard. So right there are those plum trees, and that's where I got my start. And it's like a pink variety and it's like a yellowy peachy colored plum. They're just delicious when they make. They usually do really well. But that's it for the tour.